Here in the Red Centre, it's hard to believe amid this natural beauty exists the ugliness of sexual abuse. He insists the government's plan has been overwhelmed by support for the compulsory health checks, banning of alcohol and the tying of welfare payments to behaviour.
The reality is that the old approach hasn't worked.
Daniel Street, National 9 News.
While the Prime Minister has likened government failures in Indigenous Australia to the law...
Mainstream media in Australia has played a central role in dehumanising and vilifying Aboriginal communities. Our people's issues are commonly misrepresented and more often than not sidelined.
I think that we aren't getting enough mainstream issues into the Aboriginal community, issues that are relevant to Aboriginal people, and I think that we're not getting enough coverage on everyday good stories on what Aboriginal people are doing across New South Wales.
I think the media has a vital role to inform people about the issues and various aspects of life and society, especially Aboriginal issues. But I feel the current aspects of the media, be that the print or the electronic media, are either unwilling or unable to do this. And in fact, they have failed to do this for Aboriginal people.
You only need to pick up a copy of The Australian or any mainstream publication and they'll tell you how bad things are. But Aboriginal people and people who work in Aboriginal affairs know that the truth is something else, that there are problems in Aboriginal Australia, but there's great successes as well.
The New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council has created Tracker in order to fill the void in the mainstream Australian media landscape.
Well, Tracker is basically a rights-based magazine. It's a groundbreaking form of new journalism, particularly Aboriginal journalism, and it seeks to fill that gap that's really been missing in both mainstream and Indigenous affairs. I think the Aboriginal community have really been waiting for a newspaper that just doesn't stand back and commentates on the news agenda, but actually sets the agenda.
One of the best things about Tracker is that there is nothing else like there, even in an international sense, as far as we know. So we're in uncharted territory.
This is a genuine attempt to get information out to ensure people can engage in debates.
Tracker is our modern day message stick. Tracker will report the stuff that mainstream media won't report. And I think that's very important, and very important for our people.
Tracker is Australia's only Aboriginal rights-based publication, and along with a strong general news and current affairs section, aims to shine a light on a raft of issues facing Aboriginal people in New South Wales and across the nation.
There's a section in Tracker called Lapland, which is specifically designed to promote the successes that are happening in local Aboriginal land councils around the state. It's also there to provide a forum for debate about issues that are happening in land rights in New South Wales.
We've gathered the most impressive lineup of Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal commentators in Aboriginal affairs. I think that's going to help set the news agenda each month, and I'm hoping that we're able to do it through that.
So I feel that Tracker will put that direct information into the households of all the members of the Land Rights Network. And so we will have people who will be informed of where land rights is, how land councils are operating, Aboriginal rights, the rights agenda, where things are happening within the rights agenda, Newswalk stance on issues that affect Aboriginal people across Australia, and our presence at the United Nations and how we take our issues internationally and air our opinions internationally and expose what's happening in this country on an international level so that we can get some support for that.
As part of the Newswalk ethos of sustainability as opposed to dependability, Tracker has been set up as a commercial venture.
Tracker's got to survive as a business. It's being run out of the media and marketing unit of the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council, but run as a business. It has to survive commercially. Part of what Newswalk preaches to Laux is economic development, and Tracker is part of us trying to practice a bit of what we preach.
We've very specifically gone out to corporate Australia first and foremost, which has been a new thing within Indigenous media. I think traditionally it relies on advertising from government. It's not that we're avoiding government, but Tracker first and foremost has to establish itself as a commercial entity, and something that's very important to Tracker, which is something that aligns with the ethos of the local Aboriginal Land Council network, is economic independence.
Finally, the Tracker team spoke to us about their aspirations for the future of the publication.
I think all forms of journalism seek to create change, but I hope that we really are able to do that. I hope we're able to put government to account, we're able to put mainstream to account, and we're able to really make a difference for our communities. And I know that often it's hard to do so through journalism particularly, but I think this is why we need Tracker, and I think it's good that Newswalk has funded this form of journalism because it really is unique. It really is thinking of the outcome before we even approach the issue and really punching on to ensure that we get those changes for our communities.
It's a vehicle to empower our people, let them know what's basically going on, what are the critical issues, and we all know that an informed community is a very powerful community.
I hope it would achieve the communication lines, what we envisage it doing. I would hope that it would create a burning in the belly of our future generations to allow them to pursue an education, to pursue issues, because obviously we're not going to be talking about the everyday stuff, the here and now. We're going to be talking about historical data, historical events, how we got to where we are today, and we must never let our future generations or anyone forget about the hard-fought battles that have been done by our elders before us. So our young people need to be aware of that, to be knowledgeable of that as well, not just be aware of it, but to digest all that information so that they will give them power and empower them to move forward